Hello, hello.
We have started this episode 8 of your
Tarot mini series.
Welcome to Your Journey Tarot mini series. Yeah.
We're doing the strength card.
Yes.
My name is Sabrina.
Katarina over here. Hello.
Hi. So if you're new, if you are a tarot reader and you want to, I know that I watch some of these videos too online. I want to learn a little bit what other people's perspectives are, because there's so many different ways to look at, interpret. Oh my God.
And
the tarot card. And if you're new to tarot, this is also interesting because we're going to take it to a different level, right? We expand on not just the symbolism of the card, but she talks about her perspective, my perspective, and we talk about different ways to approach the strength card.
Yeah. Which is usually, basically our little mini series is really about diving into the major arcanas, which is the pivotal cards of the whole tarot.
Major life lessons.
Exactly. It's basically it depicts a cycle that every single human goes through, and we're diving into each single one.
Yeah.
To then close out the cycle. And then we don't know where we're going to take this tarot series, but join us.
Yeah.
Join us. Welcome.
So we got to the 8 card.
Number 8
is
the infinity sign. Infinity sign.
It's strength, it's power,
perseverance,
abundance as well.
Yeah, true.
The H is abundance, and the H is this year, 2024.
Yeah,
is the 8 year. So
8 year,
we're in the 8 year. We're going to walk away from the bank systems and move into our own abundance. That's the plan, people. But before we get there, let's go for it. Say what you think.
The strength card, for all those who don't really see it, is basically a woman taming a lion. And she has the infinity sign on top of her head. And she has a beautiful yellow background with a little paysage of trees and mountains, a little landscape of trees and landscapes. And they're going to learn.
No, I'm just saying.
So to me, the strength card is always about perseverance. It's about taming that inner critic, that inner doubt, that impatientness that we might have about ourselves, about a situation, or about the things that we want to achieve in our lives, or even the relationships, right? Sometimes relationships can be very, very challenging. And it's just to okay, can you still persevere through these maybe blockages or lack of communication, or can you sit in that stillness? Is the whole idea of her taming this lion is taming the lion within. In a strength card, it's not brute strength. It's always internal strength, that internal way, not necessarily internal way, but just that inner patience, that again, that inner critic. The lion is usually the critic, the one that's trying to talk you out of everything. So that's,
you think so?
To me, yeah.
The lion is the inner critic?
It can be. To me, I think it can be.
To me,
jumping into something before you should. A little bit like an Aries energy that I see. You know what I mean? Anyways.
Or the Leo, because it's a Leo card. Right, which is a fire energy.
Yeah, fire energy, exactly.
So the lion, the strength card is a purely divine masculine. There's the emperor, and then the strength card is pure. But the fact that we have this beautiful woman here, maiden, kind of brings together divine feminine and I can't speak, and a divine masculine. So this perfect union almost, with this king of the jungle, like she said, I am, the top super ego, the Leo energy, and the strength card, very I am, I have the last word. And then this little maiden is yo, you don't have the last word. Let's talk about this, right? Let's not be so forceful, and let's be more compassionate about this. Let's be a little bit more gentle.
Less reactive and more responsive.
Exactly. I love this. I love it. When I see the card, it's right away, I feel confidence. I feel optimism even, but I feel I never really looked at the couple on this, which I am doing right now, because it is kind of a couple, right? The masculine and feminine energy. I always saw it more as a strength card. You know, like if it's in reverse, it's like stop giving your power away and like claim your power kind of thing. But like yeah, I love that. It's a
very beautiful collaboration too, because if you actually look at her, she's like petting the lion, right?
Her hand is right next to his mouth.
Yes, that too. So it's like the lion could bite at her at any time, but she has trust also. She has this pure trust in that, in the universe, but in this case, in this lion that could probably bite her hand off at any moment too. So I find that beautiful.
Yeah, it's almost like synonymous with our society. Whereas like the patriarchy is the man that's in control, the ego, and then the divine feminine who is like, it's almost, this is what it is. I love it. I'm going to do this analogy. It's like, I can only speak of Italian households because I am of an Italian household. It's almost like an Italian household where the father is like the brute. He's the one like, go to your father for punishment, you know, and your father is like, okay, this is one of the, but your mother is gentle, but she's the one ruling the house kind of thing. Right? It's like that, like I'm gentle, but I'm a little bit like she's taming the lion.
Like she's both.
Like, hey, both. Yeah. We're going to eat pasta today, whether you like it or not. And he's like, okay. Right? So like, it's kind of that energy. I love it.
Like she's the visionary and he's the doer.
Which is like the king and the queen. Yeah. Because here I never saw her as a queen because she looks more like a maiden. She looks more like a page or a princess, but
she kind of has like a crown of flowers.
Crown, actually,
it's interesting. It's really
interesting.
Card.
Okay, yeah. It makes us look at things. So, like for the past 7 cards, or not really, I think only for 3 of the cards, and we were like telling you what each card would mean, symbolize with the love, the work, but this time we're gonna just create situations. Right? Like institutional and ask questions. Like, let's say if you pick the strength card, just like that. At that point, you would, if I pick the strength card, I said, okay, what I have to ask myself, where is it that I need to find the confidence within me with my situation? Right? Maybe I am in a relationship and I'm having a hard time asking something, and the strength card shows up and says, well, Sabrina, you know, like do it kind of thing. That's the kind of energy I feel like that's what it is, right? If you get the strength card in a reading, that's what we just said it, right? Kind of.
Yeah. What was the question?
If you get like, can you tame the lion with compassion? Like, can you your inner lion? Can you tame the inner lion with compassion? Can you tame your inner critic?
In regards to what question though?
Just like whatever question, like whatever, you know, when you go, my card of the day is a strength card. So like a lot of us do that. I know a lot of you guys do that. You pick one card and this to me depicts that. Like if you just pick that card, it means the strength is telling you where in your life are you insecure? Where in your life are you having a hard time making a decision? Right? Where in your life are you allowing someone to control you? You know, where in your life are you allowing the ego to take over kind of thing? I
would see it also in a way of where can you persevere where you don't feel like persevering? Is there a project that you need to do? Is there, you know, maybe you don't feel like going to work, but can you still find that inner strength to go to work today, to do what you got to do for whatever reason, right? That perseverance of, you might not want to do it, but you know, if you do it, it will bring you the abundance that you want, or bring you what you're looking for, or maybe get you out of a funk too. Maybe you're in a funk and it's like, oh, just persevere just one more day. Just, what's the word I'm looking for? Just sit with it and move forward.
Ruminate with it.
Ruminate, or just move forward with it just for one more day. Or yeah, again, if it doesn't have anything to do with work, maybe it's a relationship, or maybe it's just yourself. Maybe you're just feeling like you lack courage to go outside. It can be as simple as going outside and interacting with people. But the strength card is like, go do it. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. Yeah. You just answered the second question. So the third question is like this. I love this actually, because it's exactly what this card is. When was the last time you used kindness to solve a problem? And that's exactly what she's doing. She's being gentle with this like forceful lion, like this king of the jungle. And she's saying, hey, you know, do you mind if we have pasta today? Even though it's going to be made anyways. So where are you not, like, this is a big thing for all of us, is we're not kind to ourselves. And we allow like the triggers, which is our episode of last Wednesday, to like almost devour us, right? We allow it to like take over our minds. Why can't you find that like compassion for yourself?
Yeah, 100%. That's a great one in terms of if you are just picking a card randomly, and the first thing that comes up is that's a way of working with the cards, is seeing if you pick it up and then you have a memory that comes to mind, or if you have a situation that comes to mind, well, that's probably what the card is referring to, right? Even if it's just like, the card of the day. Oh, but you know, I still can't believe I did this thing yesterday. Okay, well, the card is telling you, hey, can you have gentle kindness with yourself at that very moment, in this very moment? Even if, can you forgive yourself? Can you find a way to forgive yourself? Which really comes back to that trigger episode that we did on our podcast. Come Wednesday. Definitely check that out if you want.
Also if you ask a question to this is a big yes. It's not like a maybe. It's a big yes. Like, it's a king and a queen of jungle here, right? Showing up. And also for those interested, it's the solar plexus. Right here. Yeah. Stomach area.
It's the perseverance again. Is that go get in this.
So another question is for people in your life. What lion in your life needs your calm and steady hand today? That's interesting, right? So if you're asking about someone in your life, this could be like, again, it's that kindness, but also the strength, right? The lion is not only about it's not a quiet animal. I mean, he is kind of, though, eh?
He can be,
the lion could be kind, but
it's also to recognize that being gentle is very powerful in itself. That being gentle is strength. A lot of people think that you need to push and thrive, but no, being gentle is actually what incubates, what creates safety in the world and creates safety within your relationships and within yourself, to actually allow the things to come up to the surface and be healed and be allowed to be released and transmuted. And we think that strength, and this is why
it's force.
This is why this card is so beautiful, because it really says strength is in the softness, in the softening of your heart shell, because your heart shell blocks your heart from feeling and experiencing and connecting. And vulnerability, we talk about vulnerability, and vulnerability is a superpower in itself, because if you can be vulnerable, that means you can connect with other people. Whether they're able to accept or respond to that vulnerability is a different question, but you being vulnerable is part of this gentleness, part of softening your hard shell and allowing people to come in, as well as approaching people. A lot of people respond better to not brute strength. Oh, do this for me. Hey, how are you doing today? I noticed this. Can we talk about it? Or, hey, this is how I'm feeling today.
It's interesting.
Can we talk about it or not?
Because I like it's a Leo energy, right? And it almost like everything she said right now just depicted a Leo. Like, Leos come out very strong, and they're impressive. And for me, every Leo I know is very like whether it's a beauty, whether it's strength, like the way they speak, the way they present themselves. There's very impressive energy when they walk. When a Leo walks into a room, right? But they're also super soft,
which is part of their strength, because they can connect with anybody automatically, and they usually like to bring other people up to their level and bring them up to the spotlight. It's not only about them when they're in their truth. When they're in their, I feel like this is a big misconception with Leos, because in the gone wrong, like every other sign, you're always going to get these people that are more in their ego than their truth and their higher selves. But what I've recognized with Leos is that a true Leo that's within their power, they're the light. They're like one of the ultimate lights. They're connected with the sun, from what I understand.
They are the sun.
They are the sun. But part of them shining is making sure that everybody else is shining with them, usually.
Do you have Leo in your chart?
I do not. I do, but not any big
I Leo, I'm Leo rising.
And that's a perfect example. You're a Leo rising. You want everybody else to shine with you, but you can't do that until you start shining a light unconditionally. But yeah, so it's beautiful. It's really showing that softening and gentleness is a superpower and to be used more often than brute strength.
I love it. Until we get to the devil. Right. And then in relationships, is there a relationship where you need to show more compassion? And how can you nurture it today? So, I mean, I guess it's always the same thing we're talking, right? So it's the same idea, right? Where can you find compassion for yourself? Where can you find compassion for your relationships? Wherever. That's just, and it's interesting to me, the compassion, how it shows up a lot in the strength card. But it makes sense because the Leo does have compassion, right? It does care about the community. Leos are very social bees. They love to networking. They love community. They love to be the spotlight, like you said, the shadow side of them. But they also uplift everybody else. But it's a lot about the sun. I guess the sun shines and wants to like bring everyone together. Right? Makes sense.
Yeah, every ray is a person, right? And to me, it's just, again, it goes back to the feelings of, softening enough to allow people in and out, which I think is, we don't apply it enough. We're still in our ego a lot of the time. We're still in our protective sphere. We're still have our shells protecting our hearts because we've been hurt once upon a time. But that softening, the malleability, which comes with, again, the setting boundaries, self-awareness, self-forgiveness, compassion. You need to be able to do all that to yourself so you can bring down your guards for the right people, obviously.
And then if you see it in reverse, like some people read reversals, but like we've talked about and Katerina's mentioned many times in the past 7 episodes, is that you can see a reversal in here as well. It depends on how the cards are laid out in front of you, but also
your intuitive hits.
Also intuitively, if you're like feeling insecure and this shows up, then it could be saying, hey, you need to like boost your self-confidence today, kind of thing, right? It's like a helper. And if you're feeling low in energy, if you're feeling like this, then this is showing that.
I think it's, for me also, if it's in reverse or in the shadow aspect, it could also mean that maybe you're too reactive. You're trying to,
you're too aggressive.
You're trying to actually, you're going probably into a burnout because you're too much in your hustle mode instead of just allowing things to happen naturally and not force. Like, if I see this very like as forceful, or it could also be you're too much in your fears, too much in your doubts, and then you're not taking enough actions, or you're not persevering, or you're not entering or pushing through what you need to push through in whatever questioning or whatever aspect of your life that you are questioning about, right? So it's like, if you're asking about courage, or if you're asking about business partnership, well, are you going to meet people? Over here is like, no, you're too scared to actually communicate with people. So it's like, maybe you have to push through.
Interesting, because if you're asking about a relationship, you could be resisting someone who is a bit more a bit more confident or compassionate towards you in your life. You could be like, no, like someone who's a bit more divinely masculine in your life.
Yeah, maybe because your
you're
triggers your trauma. You're so used to people treating you a specific way, and somebody not treating you like that, it's like a red flag in your mind because you're still programmed into survival mode.
Yeah. So, and also a big one for me is like you giving your power away. Big time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to put it in the deck, and we're going to shuffle it, and we're going to find out where it shows up, and we're going to show a past energy and a future energy, however we want to see it. just going to read it all as is.
You can stop.
And what?
Usually you ask.
I do, sorry. But you understood.
And then, yeah, we're going to look at the cards. We're going to see them on her perspective, my perspective, give you just a couple of examples of how you can actually read this card with other cards, which we already gave you examples, but yeah, concrete little
examples, like a real tarot pull.
Like a light real tarot
and maybe
session.
You can do 3 cards, in the as you watch our things, you can understand the 3 cards thing and you can interpret it yourself, and then you won't need us. Not of course you need us. I mean,
I think she's trying to make a joke.
I'm joking. Ish. Okay, strength.
Basically, she's saying that you can learn how to read and actually practice interpreting your own cards. And then no longer need us. But I mean, we're awesome. So you're always gonna
in the past energy, we have a Page of Cups,
which
is a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have the Strength.
Or someone that's young.
And someone young. And the 5 of Cups.
Oh, wow.
Which is Scorpio. We have water on both sides of our fire, which is hilarious.
Which creates steam.
So you do this one, and I'll do the reversal one.
So for me, the way I would see it is that there's somebody new entering your life, someone who wants to give their heart to you and give their undivided attention, but they're a little young, so there might be a lot of just doubts and fears and all that. But with the Strength card in the middle, is almost like persevere and try to go past the spilled cups that you once upon a time, right? So the 5 of Cups is all about a man standing in front of these 3 cups that have spilled, and yet there's still 2 cups that are standing up, filled up, but he's not able to see them because you're so focused on the ones that have spilled. So for me, it's more like there's been spilled milk once upon a time, and you're doubting this new person, because the Page of Cups could also mean a new love. Just a new love interest,
younger love
coming in. But it could also, the pages are also
children,
are messages as well. They're the pages. They go and they bring forth messages as well.
I see something interesting.
And that's what I would interpret. It's like you have to persevere through the spilled milk so you can actually see this opportunity, because the page and the little fish in its cup is usually a new opportunity, but it's for you to take it or leave it. So yeah,
this could be your children, if you have kids, of course, or it could be your students if you're a teacher, or someone that's younger than you that is coming in with a whole bunch of ideas. Like she said, like the fish's new ideas coming in, and the Strength card is telling you to be kind with these ideas, even if maybe they trigger you or trigger your ego. But what I find interesting, the 5 of Cups being in this position, it's almost like, because to me, the 5 of Cups is not so optimistic as you feel it is. To me, it feels like perhaps this young energy coming in is like a little bit too young energy, and it's like for you to be a bit more discerning, right?
To not like have the same situation as before, as the spilled cups before. Interesting. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So before I would do this as a reversal, but I think we're going to pick 2 other cards for a reversal.
Okay.
Go for it.
Do it. Let's go with
the Sun.
The Sun.
In reverse.
Is it reverse?
Oh,
no, upright. Okay, you want to do it in reverse.
Seven of Swords. Holy Colombo. Should we do this one in reverse? Or should I? No? Yeah.
Might as well. Yeah.
So the 3 of these in reverse.
I'm still going to give my own interpretation.
We have Sun, Leo, Aquarius. Leo and Aquarius on the zodiac wheel are opposite each other. But this is like, we have a 7 of Swords energy. I don't know if you see this. It's like a man stealing 5 swords with 2 swords on the ground. Usually the the interpretation of Seven of Swords is lies, dishonesty, deceit,
Or it could be tactical as well.
Or it could be like
because the man, he's going in the middle of the night, stealing these from a war camp, to make sure that they don't have all the tools they need. So it's like it could also represent, how do you call that? Uncommon, like somebody stepping outside of the box.
Yeah, it's like nonconformist.
Yes, exactly.
But this is like a shitty. If I got this in a hand, I'd be like, yo, no, don't do it.
The sun is not shining.
You want. If this is a decision if this is a relationship, if this is a job, I'd be no, and no, like absolutely not.
She's pointing at all the cards.
All the cards. It's a no. Like, even though the Seven of Swords is in reverse, because it could be like a release or but no, it's a no. Everything is lying. There's someone's hiding something from you, for sure.
Sun is reversed, so there's something's not being seen.
You're not seeing it. It's like
your intuition with the Strength card in reverse is probably giving you this icky feeling, and it's just a question of following it as well. That's the way I would see also the Strength card in reverse over here.
It's definitely someone's lying to you. Someone's not being honest here. And you have every reason to be insecure right now. And if the cards are like red alert, yellow alert, because all the cards are yellow. Yellow alerts. Like we talked in the triggers episode of last week, it's a yellow panic button right here.
And sometimes you have to listen to those panic buttons.
Yeah. So that's like that. Did you want to give yours?
No, that's pretty much good. Just to give you guys a couple of examples, a couple of ways of reading it. But I think that's good.
I think that's good.
I think that's great.
So we don't have to leave you key takeaways, because we've asked all the questions within the reading. So
yeah,
but you could still take away like, where do you need to give yourself more compassion in your life? Where do you need to trust your confidence, like trust yourself more?
Yeah, or persevere more. Where in your life? Where did you want to do something and just stop because you were too afraid? And can you pick that up again? And can you persevere this time? That's one thing that I would love to hear. If there is a project out there or something, or maybe you just wanted to talk to that guy or that woman, and you just want to be a little more, you just want to be able to connect with people more. And that is what you need to persevere in, right? Is there a characteristic or something that you would like to do personally, right? And can you persevere, and can you be gentle with yourself if, let's say, the person rejects you? So that could be interesting. Anyways, that's it for today. That's it for Saturday. That's it for this mini Sabbath week on Welcome to Your Journey.
Yeah. Next week it's a Hermit card.
Next week is a Hermit card? It is. I just noticed that I did not read the title right. Welcome to Your Journey Tarot. Not supposed to be Welcome to Your Tarot Journey. Anyways, you guys got it. The OGs got it. For all those who are new, yes, we will correct that next week. And we don't need your opinions and beliefs.
No one's giving it to you. She's getting triggered on herself. See? Okay, if you watch the trigger, she's triggering herself.
I'm having fun right now, guys.
All right, guys.
Talk to
Love
you
you.
next week.
Bye.
Ciao.